Don Shula has been replaced by Jimmy Johnson. He's live right now with Al Michaels. Let's go to Al.
Well, thank you, Brent. Jimmy Johnson does join us now from Tavernier, Florida. And, of course, the biggest story during the offseason, Jimmy becoming the head coach of the Miami Dolphins as Don Shula's 26-year run ended. Jimmy, first off, could you have been satisfied in television? You did a great job at Fox and at HBO for 2 years. Would that have been satisfying enough, or is coaching so ingrained in your blood that you had to get back sooner or later?
Well, obviously I missed the competition. I missed being on the sideline, and especially here in South Florida. I think had it been any other place, I probably would have stayed in television. But when the opportunity came open here at Miami, I said, I've got to do it.
Jimmy, what do you have to do along with your staff between now and the opening of preseason to make the Miami Dolphins a legitimate Super Bowl contender next season?
I think the biggest thing is we've got to evaluate the personnel that we have on board right now. We've got to make some decisions on some free agents. We've got to decide whether or not we're going to keep them. And then on top of that, we've got to do an outstanding job of drafting players, because with the way our salary cap is right now, we're not going to be able to go out and get many free agents.
Jimmy, how do you perceive the relationship developing and the role that Don Shula will have, and what do you hope will happen in terms of Don's future role with the Dolphins and his interaction with you? How will that work out?
Well, I talked to Don right when I was accepting the job, and I told him that I'd like to have his input because, you know, he knows the Miami Dolphin organization, and he can give me some positive input there. So, you know, I look forward to working with Don. He's not in the office. He is not going to be working with the Dolphins on a day-to-day basis, but by the same token, he is on the board with Wayne Huizing, and so he will be able to interact on an occasional basis.
Jimmy, every football fan in America knows the upside of Brian Cox, and they also have seen the downside of Brian Cox. He is a free agent. Will you and the Dolphins make a serious attempt to re-sign linebacker Brian Cox?
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he can help our football team win. The biggest problem I have right now is he's going to command a big salary from a lot of different teams. Whether or not he can fit into our salary structure, I don't know right now.
What was the first thing you thought of, Jimmy, when you took the job and you knew on the schedule sometime next season, we don't know exactly when, won't until the schedule comes out, the Dolphins play the Dallas Cowboys?
Well, yeah, of course, that'll be an exciting game for me. I look forward to it. They've got a great football team, and we both, you know, we've got not only the Dallas Cowboys at home there at Joe Robbie, we've also got the Pittsburgh Steelers. So we've got a difficult schedule, but I look forward to it.
Welcome back, Jimmy. Thanks a million, and I'm sure we'll see you a couple of times next year.
All right, Al.
Jimmy Johnson joining us from Florida. Let's go to Brent Musburger.
All right, Al.